Parents watch their children grow, a journey filled with wonder and anticipation. They eagerly mark their height on a wall, a colorful testament to time passing, celebrating each new milestone with joy and pride. Each mark is a memory, a snapshot of a moment in their child's ever-evolving story. But what if that line on the wall stops moving? What if the upward trajectory suddenly plateaus, leaving parents with unanswered questions? For Anna's mother, noticing her daughter's height hadn't changed in a year became a growing concern, a subtle shift in her parental landscape. It sparked a quiet worry, a nagging feeling that something might be amiss beneath the surface. Anna was a bright, energetic 10-year-old full of life and boundless enthusiasm. She approached each day with a contagious zest. She was seemingly healthy in every way, participating in activities with vigor and showing no signs of illness. No pain, no fatigue, nothing that would immediately raise a red flag. No weight loss. Her appetite was normal, and she maintained a healthy physique. It was just a child who wasn't getting taller, a subtle deviation from the expected growth curve. Friends reassured her mother, suggesting it was just a phase, a temporary lull in her growth spurt. But parental instinct is powerful, a deep-seated intuition that often transcends logic and reason. The absence of obvious symptoms made her concern hard to explain, even to those closest to her. How could she articulate a feeling that was so intangible? It was difficult to articulate, even to herself, this nagging feeling that something wasn't quite right. Yet, the worry persisted, a constant undercurrent in her thoughts, refusing to be dismissed. It was isolating and silent, a burden carried alone in the quiet moments of the day. Anna's mother couldn't ignore the feeling, that persistent voice inside that urged her to investigate further. She had a strong feeling that something was wrong, a sense that she couldn't shake off. She was determined to find the missing piece of the puzzle, to uncover the reason behind her daughter's stalled growth. For her daughter's future, for Anna's well-being, she decided to act, to seek answers and ensure her daughter received the care she needed. Anna's annual checkup seemed routine, but her mother arrived with a notebook of concerns. The nurse measured Anna's height, almost unchanged from last year. The doctor, initially unconcerned, reviewed Anna's growth chart. The steady line had flattened. Anna's mother spoke up. She hasn't grown in over a year. The doctor agreed this was unusual and ordered blood tests for common issues. All results came back normal. With no clear answers, the doctor suggested waiting. But Anna's mother's instinct told her not to accept that. She pressed for more investigation. The uncertainty was frustrating, but she refused to give up. Her persistence would soon prove crucial. Sometimes a parent's voice is the first clue. Watch and wait didn't sit right with Anna's mother. She knew the difference between a late bloomer and a child whose growth had stopped. Growth failure isn't just slow growth, it's a warning sign. Anna's chart showed a flat line, not a gentle slope. The doctor referred Anna to a pediatric endocrinologist. The specialist listened, reviewed the chart, and immediately took her mother's concerns seriously. He explained that sometimes the only sign of a hidden problem is halted growth. With normal blood tests and no other symptoms, he began to look for less obvious causes. He assured Anna's mother they'd get answers together. The search for the real cause began. The specialist, with years of experience in pediatric care, had a strong suspicion. She suspected silent celiac disease, a condition that's often insidious and easily missed, especially in children. It's a tricky diagnosis because the typical symptoms aren't always present. Unlike classic celiac disease, where digestive distress is a hallmark, silent celiac can cause no stomach pain. The absence of these expected symptoms makes it a diagnostic challenge. Or digestive issues like bloating, gas, or diarrhea. Everything might seem perfectly normal on the surface. The child might be eating well and enjoying their meals without any apparent discomfort. Children may look healthy, full of energy, and thriving, showing no outward signs of illness. They participate in activities, play with friends, and seem to be developing normally. But silently, their bodies can't absorb the essential nutrients from food. This malabsorption can lead to a cascade of problems, most notably stunting growth and hindering overall development. The only outward sign, and often the first red flag, is a halt in height. The child stops growing at the expected rate, and their growth curve plateaus. To investigate further, the specialist ordered a TTG-IgA blood test. This is a common screening tool used to identify potential cases of celiac disease. The test works by looking for specific antibodies in the blood. These antibodies are produced by the immune system in response to gluten, a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. This time, the test came back positive, indicating a likely immune reaction to gluten. It was a crucial piece of the puzzle. The results suggested that Anna's immune system was quietly fighting gluten every day, even though she wasn't experiencing typical symptoms. This constant battle was taking a toll on her body. To confirm the diagnosis and assess the extent of the damage, an endoscopy was needed. This is a more invasive procedure but provides valuable information. The endoscopy would allow the doctor to directly visualize the lining of her small intestine and check for any signs of damage caused by the immune response to gluten. The procedure would reveal if her villi, the tiny finger-like projections that line the small intestine, were healthy or damaged. These villi, the nutrient-absorbing structures responsible for taking up vital vitamins and minerals, were being targeted by her own immune system. Damage to the villi impairs nutrient absorption. Though understandably nervous about the procedure, Anna and her mother trusted the specialist and agreed to the test, hoping for a definitive answer. They were close to an answer at last, an answer that could explain Anna's stalled growth and pave the way for a healthier future. Sometimes the body's only cry for help, the only visible sign of an underlying problem, is a flat line on a growth chart. It's a reminder to pay attention to even the subtlest changes in a child's development. After a series of tests and careful examination, the endoscopy finally provided a definitive answer. The results were in, and they pointed towards a specific condition. The endoscopy confirmed celiac disease. Relief washed over Anna's parents with the diagnosis. It was a challenging journey to get here, filled with uncertainty and worry. Finally, a name and a solution. The unknown enemy had been identified, and now they could begin to fight back with a targeted approach. The doctor carefully explained the implications of the diagnosis and outlined the path forward. The treatment, a strict, lifelong gluten-free diet. This meant a complete overhaul of Anna's eating habits and the family's meal planning. Anna's family embraced the change. They understood the importance of this dietary shift and committed to supporting Anna every step of the way. Within months, Anna's growth resumed. The gluten-free diet allowed her body to finally absorb the nutrients it needed. Her energy and spirit soared. Anna was like a new child, full of life and enthusiasm. At her next checkup, the growth chart line climbed upward again. It was a visual confirmation of the positive impact the diet was having on Anna's health. Her mother's persistence had protected Anna's future health. It was a testament to the power of a mother's intuition and unwavering dedication. Left undiagnosed, celiac disease can cause lifelong complications. These can range from nutritional deficiencies to more serious health problems. Anna's story is a reminder. Parents know their children best. They are the first line of defense when it comes to their child's well-being. If something feels wrong, speak up, ask questions, and trust your instincts. Don't be afraid to challenge medical opinions or seek further clarification. Keep records, seek second opinions, and never ignore a flat growth chart. It's a crucial indicator of a child's overall health and development. Advocacy can change a child's life. It can be the difference between a life of illness and a future filled with health and happiness. Sometimes a parent's quiet worry is the loudest alarm. It's a signal that something isn't right and deserves attention. Trust that inner voice and never stop fighting for your child's well-being.